guys, you are welcome to my channel. This morning we'll be talking about Iupac nomenclature of Alkene. I want you guys to pay marked attention to the class. As you do, don't forget to watch to the end, share, like, and subscribe. So let's go back to the class. What is Alkene itself? You know, last week when I was teaching you guys the topic and under words, Alkene, I said Alkene are unsaturated hydrocarbon that has double bond with further attachment of any other atoms. Are you getting it now? So this is a functional group of alkene, and when talking about this alkene, we have some associated carbon atoms which we must consider when naming it. And the Iupac nomenclature of alkene, or for all organic compound, is the same thing we are going to use here, but the difference is that we are going to start the functional group from the left, which is different from that of the alkane, which is a single covalent bond. So now, when talking about this alkene, there are some substituents which we have to consider, and the suffix of alkene is this, which is very important. The suffix of alkene is this, which is very important. And again, the alkyl group and the allyl group, which you are going to consider, is just two. For the alkyl group, I have this CH3 for methyl, C2H5 for ethyl, and the allyl group, I have chlorine. Under the allyl group, it is called chloro. Bromine is called bromo. Iodine, iodo. Fluorine, we have it to be fluoro. So I'll be considering these six groups: the alkyl group and the allyl group. And don't forget that under the alkene, the first one member of alkene is ethene. Why? Because the first carbon atoms there, if you are to use the first carbon atoms, it is wrong because this cannot contain double bond. So the first member of alkene, we have ethene, C2H6 in this form, H4 in this form. So the second one is propene. The third one is butene. These are 3 carbon atoms, 4 carbon atoms. Pentene, we have 5 carbon atoms. Hexene, we have 6. Heptene, we have 7. Octene, we have 8. So with this now, we can make the Iupac nomenclature of alkane more easier for us to understand. So now, don't forget that when I was teaching you guys the Iupac nomenclature of alkane, I make use of 2 patterns. I'll be using the same thing here now. So for this, I have this. So now, remember it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the longest carbon continuous chain, that is the parent chain. And when you go back to that, the one with 6 carbon atom is what? Hexane. Are you with me now? So now, the double bond being associated with the parent chain has the value, which is 1. So we're going to say we have X. 1, the suffix is what? In. So let's consider the second way of naming this alkene now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have the double bond here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The reason why alkene is different from alkane is that when naming this particular alkene, you must consider the numbering from the functional group. That is that. So another one again, if I should have 2 double bond to be called di, we have this. Are you guys seeing it now? I have this now. So you can see that this particular carbon atom here contain 2 double bond, and that double bond here I can pick the numbering from the one with the lowest substituent. So let's check. I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4. So let's consider from this place 1, 2, 3, 4. This place is what you can see now. Here we have 2, here I have what? 3. So 2, 3, diene is wrong. Rather, we pick what? 1, 2. So now, this one will give us what? 1. Because of this value here associated with this. This with this. Are you getting it now? So we call it 1, 2. This 4 carbon atoms is what? Butene. So we call it 1, 2 butadiene. We call it butadiene because of the 2 double bond we have here. So now let's name the compound with the attached substituents now. I have CH3, so looking at what we have here, so the numbering does not matter either with the attached substituent. Rather, you have to consider the numbering from the functional group. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to write this now. Let's pick the number from this place now, from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here is the attached substituent now. So if I should name this, here is 4, and here it is called what? T. So I'll say 4 T. What is the number associated or attached with the double bond? So now, before the double bond is what? We have 2 here. So, and these carbon atoms here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 5 here represents what? Pentene. So with this number here, we call it 4-2 pentene. This, the same compound. Here we have 2 attached to the substituent. So I say 2 T 3 pentene. When looking at these 2 now, using the Iupac nomenclature, this is wrong. Why this is what? Correct. So let's look at another good example of this alkene using the skeletal diagram. I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this, I also have this. So this, are you getting it now? So with this one, if I should have my double bond here now, I will pick the numbering from this place. And don't forget that when naming any organic compound, you must consider it alphabetically. What you have here is the methyl. What you have here is the ethyl. Are you with me now? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now, don't mind the number attached to the substituent. Mind you, the E come before what? N. So we said 5 ethyl, 3 methyl. The parents alkene is what? 6 carbon atoms, we have it to be what? Hexane. And the number here is what? 1. So we said 1 hexane. Or we said 5 ethyl, 3 methyl hexane is correct. Let's pick 2 more example. So now, we have used that of the alkyl group. So let's move to that of the allo group now. Looking at what we have here now. I have 1. Why? Because of the functional group. I have 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you getting it now? And mind you, this functional group can be placed either way around, either from the left or from the right. So it's this now. The number attached to this bromo is 3. for fluoro is 4. And don't forget that when naming any organic compound, you must name it alphabetically. So the 5 carbon atoms here is what? Pentene. So I said 3 bromo. For this we have 4 fluoro. For this, and the number associated with double bond is what? 1. So we said 1 pentene. So let's pick the last one. So I have CH3, sorry, we have CH2, CH3, CH, we have double bond here. I have this, I have CH, so it's this. I can start the number, I can try to pick it from any place, either from the left or from the right. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So with the knowledge now, so the number associated with the double bond is 2. Why here? We have the 4, 4 chloro. The 4 affects this, also what? Affect this. So we say 4, 4, the identical of the elements, or sorry, the identical of the allo group will be 2. So that will be that. 4, 4 di chloro. So when we count the longest carbon continuous chain, we have it to be what? Pentene. So I have 4, 4 dichloro pent. We have to here pentene. Don't forget that this N is a suffix. While all what you have here, this is a substituent, while here is a what? The prefix. So when naming any organic compound, don't forget that you must name it alphabetically, consider the numbering from the functional group, and also check the allo group irrespective of the letter. Don't forget to share, watch to the end, subscribe, and like. Thanks.